we go. And welcome. It's episode 241. No, 441. Good Lord. Of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says.
I got nothing because I'm recording on the phone today. I gave you my quote. The computer is updating. I don't know what it's been doing it for 10. I'm not even gonna mess with it, So I think I'll just fuck it. We'll just record on the phone today, and I can pull it off of Skype later. So how are you, sir?
Back to the olden days.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Except it's even worse because back in the olden days, I would actually have printed out stuff. I don't even have that, so I'm gonna be doing stuff from memory.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll fuck everything up, and people will be like, "That's not what he said." Okay. So how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah. It's good.
And a week off.
Been enjoying that week.
Yeah, I guess. Fix the toilet. Replace
that's
the
always
sink.
fun. Oh, wow. That's real fun.
Laid some mulch.
Mulch, yeah.
Went fishing twice.
Oh, that's good.
And then about 3 days ago, I had this massive allergic reaction. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And so my head broke out right here.
Yeah.
And my eye blew up. I couldn't barely see out of my eye.
Holy fuck.
Wasn't pink eye, wasn't any of that stuff. I mean, the white eyes are fine. It was a true allergic reaction to something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I got into.
Allergic reaction to poop.
I guess. I don't know what the fuck it was. The only thing I wore is I have one of those. It's the first time I opened it. I have a headlight. You with a strap.
Yeah.
Strap across your head.
Like runners wearing shit. Yeah.
And so I put that light on, it's a LED light.
Yeah.
Because I was up underneath the sink. So instead of having my phone on or a flashlight, I could just wear the headlight. Wherever I looked, it was bright as hell.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there was latex or something inside of that thing that leached through.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I've never had my head break out, and that's the only thing that I can think of that was different about this,
Yeah.
This time. It was just, it fucking broke out.
Don't you have an allergic reaction nickel?
I do, but there's the headlight thing was plastic.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to latex too, somewhat.
Yeah.
But I thought there was something in that band that came across.
Yeah, maybe.
That
I just think of maybe something in the battery may have mixed with the plastic.
Maybe.
Because I know, you always talked about how when you buy a hat, you gotta take the bean off on the top.
Yeah, or I put a piece of tape on them.
Yeah.
Or nail polish or whatever. Cover that up. But boy, man, because it wasn't the hat, because I was wearing a one of the caps, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I was like, what the fuck? So it put me down. I actually went to urgent care.
Wow.
Because I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was, and I was getting a little worried because my eyes started hurting.
Yeah.
That's how bad the swelling was. It looked like I got punched by Sugar Ray. In my right eye. Seriously, it was unreal. It's better now, but it was fucking nuts. So I was on Benadryl for 2 days, and
oh man,
Zysol and fucking cortisone cream and fucking eye drops, and it was fucking nuts. And so it wasn't a sty, it wasn't pink eye, it wasn't any of that, because the white eye was fine.
Yeah.
It's just allergic reaction on the side of my face.
Yeah.
I did go fishing and I fell twice. Yeah. So the first day I went out, I did pretty good. Like, well, I caught a bunch of little fish, like dumb fish.
Yeah.
And I was going trout, and weather was just around. It was a little cold, but it was just around perfect for rainbows. And I hit a good rainbow. I caught a 17-inch rainbow down there.
Nice.
It's a nice fish. It weighed about 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, fatty. It was probably a female because they're probably spawning. But it was a great fight. I mean, like shit flipped out of the water like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Thought I was gonna lose it.
Oh, wow.
Good fight. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try a little bit down here, and where you can see, my problem is I ventured, and that's the problem. And unknown territory on this creek, so all the vegetation's dead. So you can see different spots now that you didn't see, but where you knew were there, but it was almost impossible to get to because it was so fucking thick.
Right.
And I mean, I need a machete to cut through that shit in the summertime, spring. And so anyway, I fucking started going over there, and there was so much vegetation down that I stepped, and it was steeper than I anticipated.
Yeah.
And so I just lost my balance, and I was like, I'll just fall over because it's better than going head first, so I'll just right on my side. So I fell, no big deal, and I got back up, went and found the spot, Anyway, I didn't get anything in that spot anyway, so I was done for the day pretty much. Mm-hmm. Not because of the fall, just because I just wasn't catching anything after about 2 hours. So, because I caught him a half an hour in, so So the next day I was like, I had the fever, so I'm like, I'm going out again, New spot this time, not new, but
different
an old spot. Yeah, it was an old spot that I had been to in a while, so I went to that spot and I was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it right at this spot. And I looked up and there's about 2 clicks. No, I'm just kidding. About I don't know, 20 yards upstream, it must have been a 50-year-old oak tree that had fallen across the creek. Now it wasn't the creek; it was just leaning over. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like it was still in the ground. So, but right at that oak, it got real deep. There was deep water there. And like I said, in the spring and summer, late spring, summer, you just can't get to it. Yeah. I mean, but everything was dead. And I mean, I can see a pathway there. So I'm like, I'm going to go over there, So I got my rod. I got all my gear. And I'm walking over to this oak tree. And I'm noticing, I'm looking around, and I was like, there's a lot of jagger bushes because they're like the last, they still stay green for a while. Yeah. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of jaggers in here, And so I started walking and get closer to the tree, and before you know it, dude, blackout moment. I fucking slipped the leaves. Remember all that rain we had? Yeah. Well, they must have been up, and leaves had come down on top of mud. Yeah. And I hit the mud, and I'm literally a foot from the stream where I hit this mud. And so I guess my instinct was just to fall back because I didn't want to fall forward right the creek. And it was cold. It was like 44 degrees out, 45. Yeah. And so I leaned back, and I guess another instinct is I held on to all my shit. I didn't drop any of my stuff. It's not like my stuff went flying like some kind of puss. Like a Dagwood cartoon. Right. So I was still gripping onto my stuff, and with my right hand, I grabbed the first thing I could think of because I didn't want to go into the stream. Was it a jagger bush? And it was a jagger bush. Oh. So I got my hand. Yeah. It's all fucking sliced up like all the way down. Yeah. And then I fell on top of it at insult to injury. It was a huge jagger bush. I fell on top of it, and then I grabbed the motherfucker to try to stop myself from going in the creek. So I got all up, and then like 2 days later, my whole fucking face breaks out in my eye. So I mean, like, I didn't see anything in there. I didn't see anything except jagger bushes. Like nothing's alive, and I didn't see any ivy or oak or anything like that. Yeah. Because I'm conscious of that kind of shit. You knew I would be. conscious of that shit. I'm always looking. And fucking grabbed onto that Jagger bush. So I'm like, I get up, get my shit up, and I'm like, I could barely get up at this point because I'm already sore from the day before from falling.
Right. A
little bit. And I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to fish it. I'm fucking putting this night crawler on this hook, and there's fucking blood coming all down the fucking night crawler. This. You know what I mean? Like, this will be good. Let me throw this fucking in here.
Yeah.
And then after
you draw piranha.
Right. But it was really bleeding after a while, and I'm like, I'll just pack it up.
Yeah.
Call it a day. It was a little, that's a little extreme. I was there for about 15 minutes. I was like, I'm done.
That sucks.
Plus, I was cold. I was a little cold. I was fucking mud all up the side of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the creek had come up. I mean, it must have, like, because we had a lot of rain.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain there in October.
Must have come of the creek line.
Yeah.
You know, the normal line. And, it must have, there's just, the whole thing was mud. I couldn't believe it. And I don't think it would have mattered what kind of shoes I had on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was slick mud, but it was gorgeous. I mean, it was beautiful out.
Yeah.
I mean, fall leaves. I mean, it was just picturesque, where I was fishing. I mean, I was in the middle of nowhere. And, but anyway, that's my fishing tale for the week.
There you go.
I couldn't believe when I put that worm on the hook. I couldn't believe the amount of blood that was coming out of my hand.
Yeah.
And must have been really fucking deep. I mean, it was a big bush that I fell into, but it was like, I just couldn't believe it. And so, like I said, to add insult, I come out with this allergic reaction to who the fuck knows.
Oh, that sucks.
Anything weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm allergic to nickel, and some foods are high in nickel content, but I didn't have any cashews. I didn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
I stopped eating all peanuts, peanut butter, and tree nuts because I thought because this is a recurrent thing.
Right.
But I don't know what I got into. Maybe you're right with the battery. Maybe it kind of leaked through or something.
I think I could think of like something like that, like just that nickel from the battery somehow like blends with the plastic.
It may have been in there for too long.
Yeah.
In the package, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It was fucking wild. So it incapacitated me for like 2 days. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Just laid on the couch and watched TV. Or I'd slept because I put myself on Benadryl.
Yeah. What a horrible vacation.
Yeah, I know. And I had a dentist appointment on Friday, and I had to cancel that shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the dentist, but I had to cancel my dentist appointment because my fucking eye looked like fucking sloth. And I had a patch on my head, and like, the dentist, I'm sure he doesn't want to be touching my fucking forehead when it's in my mouth,
Right.
Like, I got the herp. What's wrong with this guy?
Like I got the herp. You look like Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian when he took his helmet off at first time.
And I thought, like, shingles. I was going through everything, but when it went into my eye, I was like, oh fuck, it's a reaction. I got into something that I can't handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm allergic to I hate to say this, but, and it's probably not right, but this is what it's called. I'm just going to say it. The tall oriental grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's what it's called. I'm almost positive. I know oriental is terrible. But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we already got canceled last week, so go ahead.
Well, it grows like air,
Yeah.
Mom has it up at her house. Every time I go and fucking cut that shit, though, I have to wear beekeeper's outfit.
Yeah.
Because if it touches my fucking skin, I break out.
Oh.
All over my hands. And the shit is like when it gets twig-like, it starts turning almost into like a straw. Like almost like dead bamboo. I don't know how to describe it. But when you're cutting it, if you're not careful, it just sits there and cuts. I mean, because I cut it off with hedge clippers at the bottom.
Yeah.
Tie some twine.
Yeah.
Around it, right, and then I kind of tie it all up, and then I cut it from the bottom.
Yeah.
That way I'm scraping the shit up everywhere. And but if that shit hits my hand, dead or alive, seriously, it doesn't matter. I get like almost like it looks like a miniature poison ivy. Doesn't spread anywhere. It's localized to where it sticks me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it has the same reaction.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering, did I fall into some shit that...
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like, so when a highlight of your vacation is, I went fishing and fell.
Yeah, it was a highlight.
Twice.
Yeah. That fish was the highlight, though. That was worth it, because I've been down there and I've caught, like, 12 inches, 13 inches. Nothing big. And that's what I planned on catching this time. And when I had my line, and I was like, oh, this is what I got again,
Yeah.
But I was like, that's all right, fish is a fish. At least I caught something. And boy, was I wrong. He got closer to me, and he was like, I ain't having it.
Yeah.
Going up on that bank. And so he just started fucking taking off, and then he started flipping out of the air. Those are the type of rainbows that I'm used to catching. Like, even bigger than that. But this was a rainbow. I mean, it was full hand. You know what I mean? Like, it was... I should have killed it and split her open and used the eggs for bait. But no, I didn't. I thought about it. If I'd have saw rope coming out.
Well, those are they're one of our PETA listeners.
Hey, I've caught fish like that.
Yeah, I know.
Caught that were filled with eggs.
Yeah.
And what you do with them is you just set them out in the sun and let them dry.
Yeah.
And you can use bait the next day.
Yeah.
Serious.
Oh, I know you're serious. I mean, I know what you mean.
That's what they want. That's what they want anyway.
Right.
Yeah. But man, those big fish, those big rainbows and stuff we caught in Virginia. If we happened upon a female, once you cut her open, they're just lined with egg sacs.
Yeah.
Like, all the way down. Like, I'm talking like egg sacs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just dry that shit out and fish with it. Might as well.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
I mean, you're killing the trout anyway to eat it.
Yeah.
And we eat the trout. I wouldn't eat anything out of these fucking.
No.
No way. Especially I know it looks. I mean, they've done a wonderful job down there, and it looks like for the most part, there's only one spot that I'm like, this is what the fuck. Clean this shit up. But most of the whole stream in Peters Creek, it's just absolutely fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
they've dancing spots. I mean, it's just nothing but wildlife. You see fucking animals and deer. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's beautiful. Even the stream's gorgeous, But that stream wants a sewage dump.
Yeah.
So I know what was in that fucking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be like if somebody said, we cleaned up Turtle Creek. No, thank you.
I put my split shots on with a pair of pliers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I won't. My mouth will never touch that water.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I probably would have died of a heart attack if I fell in, not because of the cold, just because I knew what lurks beneath.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like hail or anything, but it probably once was worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially lower when you get to the mill.
Yeah.
Because Peters Creek runs right through the mill and Gouton.
Yeah.
That's what whiskey flowing out of the mill.
Yeah.
And the Coke works.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Coke works.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yuck and double yuck.
Yeah, it's been a rough week, man.
Oh my! I didn't do it. I had to take Nancy to Green Tree yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she made these cake pops for this wedding, and she had to deliver them to the hotel. It said the Green Tree, or the Double Tree Hotel in Green Tree. Yeah. So, like, middle of my day, I took a drive out to
Green Tree.
Yeah, which is.
I fucking hate that drive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, any drive. I'm sure everybody feels. No, actually, I don't, because I think Pittsburgh's unique in this. It's like the other side of Pittsburgh is too far for me to drive. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you said to me, like, "Hey, we're having this event in Cranberry," I'd be like, "Yeah, I ain't fucking coming." You know, I am not driving all. Like, I think that's something that's like unique to Pittsburgh, where it's like you actually look at the distance and say, "Yeah, I ain't doing that."
Well, that's what, dude. That's when I fucking like, I remember I was telling you, maybe I talked about it. Remember I took on out the Allegheny campus?
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
I don't think you talked about it on here. No.
I took her out to Allegheny campus, and then Lise wanted to go to Oakmont.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So this whole time I'm thinking Oakmont's out that way. So we took I went by the stadium, and then ended up going somewhere, and then ended up on Route 8 or something like that, or
28.
28. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have because you're going up 28, then you got to get off at Harmerville, the Harmer exit, and then go back and then go across the bridge to get to Oakmont. Yeah, right. So if you were down, down at that end of town, like if you were on the North Shore, right. like it's a pain in the ass to get to Oakmont.
Oh, it is. And so we finally get there, and I'm like, Jesus, because I don't think I've ever been to Oakmont. Mom used to go there all the time, but I never went with her.
Yeah.
And if she did take me, I don't remember, because she used to go to the Oakmont Bakery before it was
the monstrosity that it is now.
It is. Yeah. And I was like, and I told her, I was like, this was like on a Saturday morning. And I told Lisa, I was like, man, I ain't going to Oakmont Bakery.
Yeah.
I'm not standing in line with them fools. You know what I mean? I'll just get them nervous. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, their food's just as good. I mean, they make some good stuff down there. So I was like, whatever. I mean, I think a couple of their items they own. You know what I mean? Like their almond tort supposedly is amazing and shit like that. But
the Oakmont is fucking. That's insane. I've had it a few times. It's like, good God Almighty.
What is it?
Oh, it's like. It's like chocolate covered, like cheese. Like, I can't remember exactly, but it's like this, it's like a cheesecake essentially, but it's like covered in chocolate and it's layered and it's like it's insane. It's insanity.
All right, so I was like, well, we're not going there, but there was an estate sale. We went out there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we went out to the estate sale and this, that, and the other, and I'm like, all right, well, where do I go now? I mean, like, I had no idea. I mean, that's just not an area that I go to. I mean, I've been through the South Hills and all that kind of shit, and Monroeville and East and all that, but I've never been to Oakmont. Not that I can recall, anyway. At least not driving. And she's like, "Oh, you just make a right down here, and we're in Penn Hills." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, Penn Hills!" I was like, "You're fucking lying. We're on the other side of Pittsburgh, aren't we?"
Yeah,
I had no idea where I was at. Geologically, my geography was horrible.
Yeah.
When it comes to shit like that sometimes, and I was like, "Aren't we out by like fucking, I don't know, Etna and shit?" I had no idea where I was at.
Yeah.
And we made a right, then a left, and all of a sudden I'm in Penn Hills. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
I was like, if it hadn't been this, it had been this close. I mean, it's not exactly close for me, but
right.
If I met Lisa up in Monroeville, because she works there, and we go to Monroeville sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't believe how fucking close it was.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Anyway, I liked Oakmont. Let me just tell you. That is a nice town.
It
and
is.
I like Verona.
Nice town. Yeah. Verona's nice too, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man, we were down in Verona because we went to another shop. Like, I don't know what it was called. I can't remember, but it was like, not an estate sale, but people had, like, I don't know. It was a very nice dirt mall, put it that way.
Okay.
I don't know how to, I mean, everything was like well kept and everything was clean and nothing was dirty and, you know what I mean? No one was trying to sell me chicken on a stick and all that
yeah.
shit. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it was, and that was in Verona. And I really liked Verona too. I love down there, right down there by the river there. That was really nice. Is that that's the Allegheny, right? That's Allegheny River Boulevard, right? So,
yeah, it's Allegheny River Boulevard, yeah.
So, anyway, it was nice.
Yeah.
But I had no fucking idea that Oakmont was that close to Penn Hills.
Yeah.
It just borders it. I couldn't believe it. There's some upper crust in Oakmont, though, boy.
Oh, well, I mean, like, there was a one day.
It looks like old McKeesport from the 1920s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that's old money up there.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember one day I took Swift, my buddy Swift. He asked me to drive him to a softball game at Boyce Park. I made a wrong turn in Boyce Park, and I ended up in, next to the Oakmont Country Club.
Nice.
Like, well, I know where I'm at now. Okay. But yeah, I mean, Oakmont's nice. I mean, I've only been there like once or twice. Like I remember I went and I saw. It was Clerks and Clerks 2 as a double feature at like a midnight double feature at the Oakmont Theater.
That's cool.
Yeah. I always wanted to go. Like every year they would do, and I never went, but they always did Rocky Horror there, like Halloween.
I like the place.
Yeah.
It's like it has this small town vibe, but it's like, I don't know, it's really neat.
It has that very like Main Street vibe with like all the little shops and stuff.
Yeah.
I
was into it, man. I was like, this place is badass. I'm serious. Like, I was like, wow, this looks just like, and we were driving through because we went to an estate sale. So we were driving through some neighborhoods and stuff like that. And I was like, man, this is just like where I grew up. I mean, this is just like Meyer Park, but all over. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was into it. I was like, let's look for houses here.
Yeah. You're spending some money, my friend.
Yeah, I quickly went to Verona.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's go to Verona.
Yeah. It's close enough. It's like
Millville? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you. But but like I was saying, like going to Green Tree.
Millville, where even the rats are drunk. No, I'm kidding.
So like going to like Green Tree is like a gigantic pain in the ass. Like almost unless you live in Green Tree, like there's no place to get to Green Tree that's easy.
No.
And it's like, and the question becomes like, well, do you take the Parkway or do you go 51?
Yeah.
And like my answer is always like, I'd much rather take the Parkway. I avoid 51 at all fucking costs.
I don't mind 51. I like 51 route when I'm going to the airport.
Yeah.
But Green Tree Hill, I coming or going.
Yeah.
I just and it's worse coming back. But it drives me absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea. It's the only part in Pittsburgh, swear to God. There's one intersection right at Castle Shannon right there that drives me crazy too. But Castle Shannon and 51, not Castle Shannon, but it's Route. Is it 8?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that clusterfuck of an intersection.
Worst fucking intersection in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's one of them. The second worst intersection in Pittsburgh is right by Nigris.
Yeah.
If you're coming off Naismith, that's the worst part to pull out.
Yeah.
And then that's probably number 3, but number 1 is probably the fucking Parkway Green Tree, because I just don't understand. I don't understand why people slow down. Are they mesmerized by the DVE building? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't understand it. I just, either way, I cannot understand why you're driving so fucking slow, and you're like 2.5 miles away from the tunnels. You're not even close to the tunnels.
No.
It's crazy.
It is. It's nuts.
I don't understand it. It reminds me of Philly. I drive into Philly.
Yeah.
You get in the outskirts of Philly, and then you get into their parkway system, and you go 50 miles an hour, then you're going 15 miles an hour for fucking forever. For it feels like forever, but for like 2 miles, 3 miles. And then you're back up to 45 or 50, and all of a sudden, you're down to like 10 miles an hour, bumper to bumper. Never seen anything like it in my life, except for Green Tree.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
And it's like you get into the tunnel, and when you come out, it's like you better know where the fuck you're going. You got 250 feet to figure out where you're going.
Yeah. But it seems like people, especially coming back, it's like people, it's like Green Tree Hill. It's like, it's like the highest hill on the Jackrabbit you're climbing. Yeah. And you're like so scared to get to the top. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah, that backup starts so far away from the tunnel, and you're just like, what the fuck are we doing?
What the fuck? I haven't even hit the backup to the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's the worst. And like, I get so disgusted every time I hit that fucking hill. I do. I take 51 automatically.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care. I am not going to sit in this tunnel for that amount of period of time.
Yeah.
Because people cannot drive. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, you're wrong. At the end of the bridge, that's fucked up. But not people in Pittsburgh should know where they're going by now.
Right.
You know what I mean? For a tourist, the end of that bridge is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well just drive off into the river. The signage, especially the Monroeville. You take the Monroeville, and only people from Pittsburgh know that it's a double lane.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
it doesn't say Monroeville 2 lanes. It's Monroeville. You take the exit, but if you're an out of towner, you don't know that that's 2 lanes. It's 2 lanes. That's 2 lanes going off. Oh my God, it just drives me crazy. It drives me fucking insane.
The thing that always drives me nuts, and I make this mistake every fucking time. So I come out, I'm in the right lane. You're going across the bridge, and I make the turn for Monroeville, and you're cruising along. All of a sudden, that right lane, because it becomes 3 lanes, and that right lane is now the exit for Oakland.
Oh, for Oakland.
Now I got to move over a lane.
Yeah, and people drive like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I don't even fucking blame them. I mean, I used to get pissed off about it, but it was like, you know what? We live in a back roads city. You take back roads every fucking where you go.
Yeah.
If you're gonna let it out on they're just letting their car out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're dropping the hammer. I mean, and I finally get that. I didn't understand that for a long time, and I'm like, why does everybody treat this like the Autobahn? And I'm like, you know what? Because there's no other place in fucking Pittsburgh you can go that fast.
No,
you can't go that fast on 30. 43, 76, and the Parkway. That's the only thing that you go fast on.
That stretch from the Fort Duquesne Bridge going to Monroeville till you get to about 3 miles from the tunnel is like just let the hammer down and go as fast as you can.
Right. It's weird.
It's like a 10-mile run, a 5-mile run, something like that, where you could just put the hammer down. It's the only place in Pittsburgh you could do it. Yeah,
and it's like it's the only time you ever drive in Pittsburgh that you feel, man, I'm going 55, and I think that's a little slow right now.
Yeah,
I'm pissing people off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's just a weird circumstance. But I mean, like there's only like 3 roads that you could drive that fast on.
Yeah,
you just can't. There's no. I mean, you're taking back. Literally, you are taking back roads everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
48 is a back road. I know it's a route, but that is a back road essentially.
Yeah, it's a 2-lane. It's a 2-lane road. Yeah,
and that's a big road. I mean, that's one of the major arteries. You know what I mean? But I just, man, driving here sucks.
But it's like that oddball thing though. Like I was saying, like I mean, you said it. Like going from like the North Shore to Oakmont was a major pain in the ass.
It was.
Like if somebody says to me, like, and Cranberry is an extreme, but like if somebody says to me, like, hey, like there's a happening going on in Lawrenceville, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to drive that far. You know, and you look at it on a map and you say, well, it's only 8 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like measure it like from point to point in a straight line. In Pittsburgh talk, you're talking a 45-minute to an hour drive.
That's what I'm saying. Like from here from my house to South Hills Village is like 6.5 miles or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's a 45-minute drive.
Exactly. It's the worst. I gotta go through Casti Village, and I gotta go through a neighborhood, and then through another neighborhood, and then another neighborhood, and it's just like,
oh yeah.
Why am I driving through a neighborhood to get to a mall?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just so weird. Like if you lived on a grid, 6 miles, you could be there in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
6 miles. I mean, that's nothing. Now here it takes you fucking forever. Especially when you get into Library Road and Baptist Road and those fucking lights. Forget about it. Forget about it. Yeah. Especially if it's a certain time of day on that road, like right next to South Park.
Yeah. I'm driving through South Park to get to.
Right, but you hit that light. I don't know what that light is called. Is that Bethel Church Road? I don't remember, but
I think so. Yeah, Bethel Church Road. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that light! I've sat at that light for 10 minutes all the way back, and it just fucking never moves.
Yeah.
God, I hate it.
Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah. I know what you mean. Like
I only drive out there on certain times of the day. Like, if I can avoid it, I will not drive. At rush, never. Lunchtime, not really. It has to be like in the morning or right at that 2 o'clock mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Like I'm in the same boat. Like it's like just places you think to yourself like, man, there's shit happening. I'd really like to go. Oh man, look at where it's at. I ain't going that far. Like the average person, like I feel like anywhere else in the world is like, oh yeah, we like Pittsburgh's the only place like where like I would actually like if a girl asked me to date her, it's like, well, where do you live? Well, I live in Millville. Well, no, we can't do that. That's too far for me to go.
I would rather take a ferry somewhere than fucking drive in the fucking road. Seriously.
Like I think back to when I like not that it was that bad of a drive, but still like when I was with Renee when we were engaged, she lived in Hempfield.
That's a drive.
Yeah, I was like driving that all the time. Like it was like I was thinking 136 and everything. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
That's like when I dated that chick from Uniontown.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
To be young.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fucking Uniontown. I'm like. I don't know.
There are drives. I know there are times I drove home from Renee's house where I slept part of my drive because like it's just that long and I was that exhausted. You know.
Have you ever been in that stadium?
Enfield Stadium, no.
Oh man, is it nice?
Yeah.
It's a bitch to get to, but once you're there.
Well, I mean, like, it's the funny thing. Like I said, I used to drive like 136 all the time. Like when I worked, this is a funny thing. Like when I worked at the Belle Vernon Eden Park.
Why'd you work there?
Because I went there as an opener.
I've been there.
I was part of the opening staff as a trainer.
Is that the one that has the sunken dining room? It's like you have to go downstairs to get to the dining room.
I can't remember. It's
not like stairs like fuck, I forgot the name of it. On the Hill, West Mifflin. Graham and Pap used to get there all the time.
Oh,
right across from Jim's.
Oh yeah, Paulie's Lookout.
Yeah, not those stairs that they go downstairs in the Paulie's Lookout, but you kind of had like, big wide stairs you went down. I swear it had a sunken living.
I think so. I think it was like a I think it was
your buffet
stepped on. Yeah. But yeah, I was part of the opening crew. I was part of the opening training staff, and then one of their managers had to go on leave, and so I went back and I worked midnights Sunday through Thursday.
Oh yeah.
As a manager.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then I would get done at like 6 a.m, and I would take 70 to 136 and take 136 to Hempfield and crash at Renee's house for a couple hours and then spend like the day with her on her days off.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it's like looking back at it, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But
believe me.
Yeah, you're taking 51 to Uniontown. The worst possible fucking drive, like the most boring drive you could take, 51 to Uniontown.
It is. That was a weird chick. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, so like
she's the one that convinced me to put fucking I didn't spend much time with her after this, but she's the one that convinced me to put mane and tail horse shampoo in my hair.
Well, I mean, you had the mullet for it, so.
Well, back then I had more longer hair than the mullet at that point.
Yeah.
It was really long in the front too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's tremendous.
Yeah. That was a trip.
I can imagine.
Anyway. Memories.
Yeah. The travel woes of Pittsburgh. It's so fucking nerdy.
yeah. It is.
Yeah. But like I had a chance to get a job at like Comcast Comm Center before their call center before I took the job I have now.
Mm.
Like they like wanted me, and I was like, man, I just can't drive that far.
Where's that?
It's like oh fuck, I don't even know. I mean, it's like all the way down at the end of 51, and like when you get to like the bridge, you gotta make a left, and then up on the hill, it's out there. Like I was like, I can't make that fucking drive. Like you'd have to pay me to move closer.
Do you remember when we were younger, everybody? You remember this? Everybody was trying to get a job at the fucking Sony plant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was huge. Is it even there anymore?
No.
No. I was just curious.
No, they pulled out of there years ago. But like, yeah, it was. But that was like, yeah, that was like the big. Like, you get a job there, you're making big money.
Yeah.
I applied there like twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a Volkswagen plant before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know that shit's in China.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but that was out
Who
there
knows
in
where
Mount
it's at?
Pleasant. That was out there in Mount Pleasant.
Yes. Where the Renfest is.
Yeah. Yeah, like I convinced myself, like, oh yeah, I need a job out here. I think starting salary was like $9 an hour. And I'm like, that's big money.
It was though.
It was.
I
In
mean,
1996, it was.
I can't get over like what these kids are making these days. And I know I sound like the old timer and the old man, but man, when you're paying someone $16 an hour to do counter, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, I agree.
Chili's at one time was hiring $17.50. I'm like, that's with sign-on bonus, and I'm like,
Yeah.
not that I'd leave my job, but what I'm saying is like, it just doesn't equal out.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
there's no
I
way
get what
we
you're saying.
make that money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to sound uber right wing or anything, but like, you know, man, that's a lot of money, like for like a 16-year-old.
It is.
You know, like I think there should be 2 minimum wages. Like there should be one. Like, okay, once you turn 18, this is the minimum wage, and then like when you're under 18, this is the minimum wage.
You're gonna fucking struggle.
Well, like to me, like $9 an hour for a 16-year-old, 17-year-old seems legit. You know, and then you know once you turn 18, you're adult. The adult minimum wage is $15 an hour.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm gonna sound like the old man shaking his fist at a cloud. I'm sure Stork will use that meme, but you know, I started at $3.25. You know, that's minimum wage when I
started at. I mean, I was working at McDonald's and I was getting like my paychecks were like $30.
Yeah, like I never forget. Like,
and I'm like, why is Dad making me work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I never forget getting my first paycheck and like thinking to myself, man, I'm gonna have like $300. I like put in like 30 hours in a 2-week paycheck. I'm like, I'm making big money here, and I'm like, why the fuck is the state taking so much money from me?
Right, dude.
Federal income tax? What's this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, that 300 became like 175.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, what the fuck? And my dad's like, welcome to the real world.
Yeah. One night out to eat, 2 movies, and a good day at Spencer's, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how am I supposed to buy dragon dice with this?
Exactly. And it's funny too, because I don't know. I guess I thought I was making money back then, but I mean, like, even my dad, he had me out in his garden at like 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he paid me $0.25 an hour.
Yeah.
To dig rocks out of the garden and pile them up.
Yeah.
$0.25. Guy was making millions.
Yeah.
He's paying me $0.25 an hour to dig rocks out of his fucking garden.
Well, what?
It taught me work ethic. I'm not going to deny.
Yeah.
But he was a strange dude.
Yeah.
When it came to money. He paid me $0.25. This is another thing he paid me $0.25 an hour for. Thanks. This is another thing he paid me $0.25 an hour for. You ready for this?
Sure.
He had this gigantic fucking farmhouse when he had his private practices in Beckley. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
But it was a farmhouse. So it needed painted. So, and it had a tin roof. I'll never forget this. He fucking tied a bull rope, around his waist.
Yeah.
And through my belt loops.
And he hanging.
Had me up on the second story of this fucking farmhouse chipping paint off the fucking side of the house for hours. My dad was known to work forever.
Yeah.
You know, for hours. Seriously. Well, my stepmother at the time, not my current,
Yeah.
stepmom, sat inside and ate bonbons. She didn't do shit. I was fucking on that roof tied to my father with a paint scraper. Probably lead paint too. Fucking peeling fucking paint off this house.
It cost him $2 for 8 hours of hard labor.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't even get anything out of a fucking camping magazine. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, summers were the strangest. That was one of them.
Here you go, boy. Don't spend it all in one place.
He paid, as I got a little bit older, he paid me $1 an hour to go bale hay.
Oh.
Baling hay.
Yeah.
Fucking, See, you guys always thought I had it fucking nice going down to my rich dads, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah. Put me to work at fucking, as soon as I can fucking get out in that garden, he put me to work. Seriously, I fucking worked my ass off. So did my brother. My brother chainsawed so much in like 2-3 years there when he quit medical school and was working for the, he went back to medical school, but that 3 or 4 years ago, my brother, all he did was smoke pot and fucking take trees down. That's all he fucking did.
Yeah.
I mean, he worked the fuck out of that land. And my dad I think my brother dug post holes all over that farm. Yeah. Talking hundreds of post holes. It was a 56-acre farm.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. But anyway, you guys thought I had it good. My vacations.
Yeah.
Dad refused to fly anywhere. Why? It's beyond me.
Yeah.
I mean, he was cheap at certain aspects. He had nice cars, but we're not flying. We're driving down. So here I am in this fucking Lincoln Town car, old one too, not the box one. I mean, the box one, not the smooth pill-looking one. But
yeah.
I'm in the back. Dad's smoking cigarettes, and the snacks for the road were fucking. The snacks for the road were black coffee. No, I'm not kidding you.
I know you're not.
Red Devil potted meat. Sardines.
Yeah.
And Vienna sausages.
Oh.
Talk about a fucking car that stank. I couldn't even. I can't. My dad wouldn't even pull over to.
Yeah.
In a fucking can. Like, what is wrong with you? There's something mentally wrong with you. You're driving all the way to Florida. You're giving your kid coffee. Dad, can we stop? Can I get a pop? Can I get a Mr. Pibb? Or can I get a water? There was no water back then.
Yeah.
Mr. Pibb or Gatorade? Nah, just drink some of this coffee, boy. Fucking 20 minutes down the road, I gotta piss. I can drink a cup of coffee. Who gives their kid black coffee at 9 years old? What the fuck is wrong with you? My dad was fucking wild, dude, and that was one of the craziest. That's one of the craziest shit. My job in the morning, seriously, my dad was so cheap. Sometimes I know I'm bragging on my dad, but he'd probably laugh. My mom would definitely laugh. But we'd stay in this hotel, and instead of going out to get coffee or going down like the desk, we stayed at good hotels. Yeah. I mean, this wasn't like I don't even know if they had coffee makers in the hotels when I was that young, but you know what I'm saying. But
yeah,
you always had coffee at the front desk because there was always something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, man, not with my dad. We had to take these old fucking camping things, the elements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The heating element in the cup, and it fucking boils the water for you.
Yeah.
No, seriously, and that was my job to make
Yeah.
the coffee in the morning with Taster's Choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. A reward was I got a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Anyway. Yeah, it was like the vacations weren't like great. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them were fun, but others were like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is before my current stepmother. You know what I mean? But I mean, they take me on vacation with this woman that couldn't stand my guts. So
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? It was the worst. So while you guys were all fucking running through the woods and losing your fucking Godzilla fists and shit like that,
Yeah. Yeah. You were
fucking picking rocks out of a garden, fucking. Don't get me wrong, I had some good times. Believe me. I mean, I'm especially in Mississippi. Post farm. I mean, I had some good times on that farm. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about work ethic, but it wasn't all what it was cracked up to be.
Yeah. My grandfather was the same way.
I had to clean the dog kennels. That was another one.
Yeah.
Like, just take the hose, boy, and just all the shit will just spray off through the fence gate. Just spray all that shit off to the side. Like, who gives a 10-year-old to do that? If I told Ellie to do that, she'd probably throw up right there.
Yeah.
Right? If I
Oh yeah.
Seriously. Your grandfather.
My pap Sanner.
Like,
He took me like one year. I was like 13. He had a cabin up in like just outside of Somerset, like up in that area. And it was like the worst. Like the river was dead. Like there was no fishing in that river because it was like next to like a coal mine.
Oh.
You know, like you couldn't swim in that river. It was like the worst fucking. Like he didn't have like any games. Like this is like his retreat from like the world. He would go up there, and like he'd go for walks.
Okay.
Like there was no fun being had at this campground, you know. Yeah. And he asked me one year. He's like, it was like spring. It was like the weekend before Easter, and he's like, I need you to come up. I need to cut down some trees. I need your help. I'll pay you like $50. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So we go up, and it's like right after the thaw. So like everything's like muddy and shitty.
Damn.
Yeah. And apparently during the winter, a tree had fallen and taken out the power line to his cabin.
Oh fuck.
But since nobody was up there was nobody to report it till now.
Mm.
So they're like, okay, yeah, we'll get somebody up there like, you know, today or tomorrow. And I guess it's like Friday. So like I had to spend the night in this like dank cabin in the middle of nowhere with like no TV, nothing. And like he was not like a conversationalist at all. Like he had trouble like just communicating with me. Like, you know, like there were things like he's like, yeah, you play football and I'm proud of you for that. And you know, other than that, I get nothing about your generation. You know, and so like there's like I'm like in a bedroom like with like a Walkman listening to some tapes and reading a book, and he's like, you know, listening to like I think it was amateur wrestling on the radio. I'm like, what the fuck are you listening to, Pap? And he's like, you know. So finally we get the work done. Like Sunday we're driving home, and we're driving home, and he's like, yeah, you've had that damn headphones on your head all weekend. I like to hear what you're listening to.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, get the fuck out. Like I think we even went to James when he bought me like, yeah, that's how like long it was. We went through it James way. And he bought me a tape. It was like ZZ Top. He's like, oh, pick out some music, whatever you want. I'm like, cool. So I'm looking through like the tapes I had brought with me. It was like Led Zeppelin 4, Rush 2112. Like I'm going through, like for some reason I had grabbed the Traveling Wilburys. So I'm like, and knowing him, like, you know, like the stuff that he listened to is like, this is probably as close to music my grandfather listens to as, you know, I have.
Right.
So I pop in the Traveling Wilburys tape. And we're driving down Laurel Summit.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know Laurel Summit, it is basically a roller coaster hill.
Yeah.
You know, it is like at like a 75-degree angle straight down, you know, coming down the mountain. And he had a brand new, I think it was a Ford Taurus that had a digital speedometer.
Uh-huh.
And we're going down Laurel Summit and we're listening to the Traveling Wilburys, and he is getting into it. At least he's portraying this. He's whistling along. He's tapping the steering wheel. He's like really digging the Traveling Wilburys. I'm thinking like, I get it. It's kind of as close to like the type of music he listens to.
Well,
it's a little.
Roy Orbison's kind of in his wheelhouse too. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So he's jamming along. We're driving down Laurel Summit, and I'm kind of looking around, going, these trees are going past pretty fucking fast. He's doing 110 down Laurel Summit.
Holy shit!
Hand to God. Like, I'm like, oh God, we're all gonna die. Like this is I'm gonna meet my end.
Yeah.
And there's a car like going down the hill at a much slower speed, and we were coming up on it quick.
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking to myself, like, come on, old man, please brake, please hit the brakes, please, like. Understanding the physics of how long it's going to take for a car going this fast to slow down.
Right.
Holy shit! Please hit the brakes soon. Luckily he did, you know. But still, like 110 miles an hour down Laurel Summit. I'm just looking at him, and he's like, "This ain't bad music." I'm glad you like it, Pat.
Right. That's kind of cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did he give you the $50?
I gave you the $50. Yeah, I mean, we did the work. We cut down some trees and stuff, like some, they're like more like pruning, but like he was up there, like, you know, he wasn't letting me do any of the heavy labor. Like he was up on in the tree doing the, he's like, you know, you're gonna hold the ladder for me, you're gonna spot me. Like I was like I thought like he's gonna send like the young buck up in the. He's like, oh no, I'll do the work. You're just gonna sit here and spot me.
I wish.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all excited. Like, man, I'm gonna fucking play the chainsaw. He's like, oh no, you're not. I'm not letting you play with this. Oh.
He had me doing everything.
Yeah.
I told you on the second story of a fucking farm.
Yeah.
And he fucking put me to, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know. I should have been eaten by a bear or something when I was that young.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like. My dad went to work.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, not being taken care of by somebody that was, you know, I was like 6 years old and I would just disappear on the farm. Yeah. And I'd find my way back miraculously, but yeah, I would just go. I'd be in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. I mean, like 50 acres is pretty big.
Yeah.
Neighbor next to us had 380.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, my mom found out. That's when I had,
yeah.
I started having going to be with my grandmother when my dad went to work. like a month and a half in, she found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to go to my grandmother's. But
you're probably like, you should see the adventures I have, Mom.
Probably what I said. I was like, I'm pretty. 6, 7 years old, I was like, I went to the creek and went to the barn and went to the road and
peed on electric fence.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we had electric fences back then.
Yeah.
I mean, like, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who lets their kid go on 4 acres? You know what I mean? Like 6 years old.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though. Like, I remember
Like Dingo ate my baby, stole my baby. I'm not gonna happen.
With me, I remember with me, and clearly this isn't the same, but at 12 years old, you're talking six, at 12 years old, it was as long as you're home before dinner, dinner's at 5. You better be home by 5 or I'm whooping your ass.
Right.
But
you're talking about someone that was completely ignoring you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And you just walk out of the house.
Yeah. But at that point, then I was okay, well, I'm leaving at 10 o'clock. We're going to Dead Man's Hollow.
Right.
I'm going to be completely, because again, we're talking about a time in an era where there was no digital communication. I didn't have a phone. There was nothing. It was all I had.
Kidnapper's delight.
Yeah. All I had on was a Casio calculator watch.
Yeah.
I was okay, as long as I'm home by 5, I'm good.
My daughter has, by the way.
The Casio calculator watch. That's as retro as you can get.
Dude,
nerd chic right there.
It is, man. She wears it.
But yeah, so I'm down Dead Man's Hollow, all the way in Elizabeth Township and shit.
Yeah.
But it's okay, it's 4 o'clock. We need to start making our way back home. I'm getting to the door at 5:01 with my dad waiting with the belt.
Really?
Yeah. Well, not that he never hit me with a belt, but
no.
You know what I mean? It's 5:01. Why are you late? Just mistimed it, Dad. That's all. Where you been? Down, down the woods.
Yeah, perfect answer. Down the woods.
Yeah, down the woods.
I was always in the woods when I was home.
Yeah.
I was never in the woods when in the summer, but I was always in the woods at the end of summer, fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed out on a lot of that shit. I missed out on that summer stuff.
Yeah.
I regret, but I mean, not regret, just I didn't have, not like I had a choice. But yeah, I missed out on a lot of stuff. That's where you build friendships and stuff like that. Summer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going to the pool, doing this, running around the block. You know what I mean? All kinds of that shit. Nah.
Well, there's oddball shit. I remember, me and my friends, we were all gigantic wrestling fans. And I'm watching now, on the Peacock, they have World Championship Wrestling that was on TBS at 6:05 every Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and I remember sitting there watching it at Backus's house with Scott and Gary Jenkins, and I was they were all oh, Dusty Rhodes gonna kick Ric Flair's ass. I'm just holding up 4 fingers, it's all about the Horseman, baby. It's and that's what this shit is. It's it's all that old school Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, the 4 Horsemen, Magnum TA, all that stuff. And I'm just watching it and just teleported back to that time. That was what my friends did. And, I was I hated the summer because Braves baseball would be on at 7:05, so you only got an hour of wrestling where you used to get 2 hours.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the Braves. I hate them.
I hated the Braves too back then. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's times where just so different. I remember, and I didn't even have one yet. I didn't even have one yet, but when Nintendo first came out with their system,
yeah,
right, with Mario Brothers, I remember this so vividly, because we weren't real young when that came out. It's not like we were babies. You know what I mean?
We were
we lived through fucking Atari and Commodore 64 and ColecoVision and all that shit. And finally, when Nintendo came out, it was like the day the music died. Because I knew 3 kids on my block that had it. And don't get me wrong, I became one of those kids.
Yeah.
I became the couch potato playing Mario Brothers in the middle of summer. Or not in the middle of summer, but like fall, end of summer, spring, winter. But no one wanted to go outside. Like they didn't want to play kickball anymore. They didn't want to play fucking tackle football anymore. All they wanted to do was sit in front of this fucking thing and
Yeah.
play games. And I get that. I mean, I understand. You know what I mean? But like the kids know. Like my kids don't understand. Like back then, I mean, they may understand, but it's hard because they didn't live it. But when that Nintendo system came out, it was a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
like, holy hell, it was like, this is crazy. I mean, like it was like so new, and it was just so different. And back then, you thought the graphics were absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But you had no idea what graphics were at that point.
Right.
Only what you saw in the arcade. You know what I mean? So it was just like I said, it was like the day the music died. It was like nobody wanted to do anything outside anymore. It was it all switched to indoors. And it was like that for a long time.
It wasn't like that for me though. Like for me and my friends, because like, I mean, I had the Commodore 64. A couple of the others had the Commodore 64, but like I had like a great balance of like, hey, this is fun. I like doing this, but I also like going out and playing football with the boys, and like all the other kids were like the same way. It was like, yeah, this is fun, but this is more fun.
Right.
Because like with like it was like 2-player. Like nobody, because the thing was nobody wanted to sit there and watch you play a video game.
Right.
So if there was more like if like it was just 2 of us, that's great because you play like a 2-player game, and you have fun with that. But like if there was like more than 2 of you, it was like, no, we're going out.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think I was like that a lot on Atari.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, I think Doug had the Atari first, and then I ended up getting mine.
Yeah.
But Doug was sick a lot as a kid. He had very bad asthma, as you remember.
Right. Yeah.
He had terrible asthma. I mean, and so Doug was in the house a lot, so he always played Atari. So a lot of times I spent in the house anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't with you, I was with Doug.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we spent a lot of time inside because he was wheezy, or it just wasn't good for him to go out, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Or he just got out of the hospital or something like, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
So we did play a lot. Come to think about it, we did play a lot of Atari. You know what I mean? That's where my love of Atari came in. But it was different though. But then we went outside. We go and walk. Go in the woods or whatever. We did have that separation though. But with Nintendo, I mean, we did have that separation. But some of the guys would stay behind and play Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like, no, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm not going out. I'm not going to play kickball. I was like, dude, I'm not, And so I guess I did have some separation, but man, I was hooked on Nintendo. And then when I got my own, it was like, fuck, I don't got to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think where the hook hit for me was with the Sega Genesis.
Oh my God, Sega.
And then
Sega as well.
Yeah, and because with the Genesis, it became Madden.
Right.
I mean, there were other games on that system I played and stuff, but like that was the game that like me and the boys would sit around,
right,
and would have tournaments. We're gonna play 5-minute quarters, and whoever wins, gets next, and I mean that was the shit that we did. That made it more entertaining because it was fun to watch. But it was fun to play as well, but then we would do shit where like all of us would be involved with it. So it was a night of like, okay, get a couple of beers. We're gonna sit back, relax. We're gonna play some Madden all night.
Right.
Yeah,
I never got into Madden for some reason. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Because I play football. But I always played Sega hockey, man. I mean, that was just played Sega hockey forever. I don't even know why we played that much Sega hockey.
NHL PA 94 was the other game. Like, I mean, it was like mostly Madden, but then like, let's do something different. Okay, I got an NHL PA 94. Pop that in. I'm calling Penguins. you know. You know.
It's funny. I don't know. And then like after Sega, you stayed with it pretty good. I did not. I got away from it. I don't know why. I got away from it till about probably when the Xbox came out.
Yeah.
Then I finally bought an Xbox. I just wanted to see what it was all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
that's what kind of got me into it. But I never owned a PlayStation.
I had a Sega Genesis.
I did too.
And then I had to add on the Sega CD. And then from there I went to the Sega Saturn.
Saturn.
Yeah, which I mean, it was a good system, but again, like so Sony just didn't give it enough time. And then they immediately released the Dreamcast, which I never bought.
Right.
Because I went from the Saturn. The next system I got was a PlayStation 1. And I went from a PlayStation 1 to a PlayStation 2. And then from PlayStation 2 to the 360. And then I got a Sega, a PlayStation 3, which is where I'm stuck at. You know.
Oh, you don't have the new one?
I don't have a 4 or a 5, no.
No.
Nancy has a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't really play anything on it. And like now, the only thing I play is like I'll occasionally, I'll play Madden now and again.
You know, it's funny though. I mean, the girls play, even the bigger girls and Elliot, they play the Switch. Lisa plays the Switch. Yeah. They've been more into the Switch for the past couple of years. And I mean, I was playing for a little bit online. I'm not online, but Xbox One. But I don't even play it that much anymore.
Like Nancy plays
hardly at all. I mean, I bet you our controllers are dusty.
Yeah, Nancy plays the shit out of Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
she's big into Animal Crossing. But like outside of that, like she'll play a Mario game here and there. A couple of little things that she likes to play. But overall, it's Animal Crossing. Like when she bought the PlayStation 4, like she bought some games that she thought she'd like. Like she likes The Sims and shit like that. But she just never got into it. I'm like, man, this seems like a waste of money. But, it's like basically a big ass Roku box.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, and that's the way I kind of view it now. Like all the new systems came out, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think the last thing I played was with my daughter, Bree, and we were playing Tony Hawk, the re-release.
Yeah,
we were playing that for a while, and I literally that's the last time I picked up a controller. Yeah, I just don't game anymore.
Yeah, like every once in a while, like I have a copy of Skyrim that I never beat. Like I never got very far into it.
Right.
And like I think to myself, like maybe I should take like one day a week and play like Skyrim for like 3 hours a day. Yeah. Like just one day a week, just play Skyrim for like 3 hours. But I never do it.
Right.
Yeah. Instead, I'll play a game of Madden for like an hour and a half, and I'm done.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like speaking of like Atari and stuff, did you see our
yes.
Friend, yeah, the Nerd Corner, they have a in box still Atari 2600 system.
Oh yeah, it's mint.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was showing, like I stopped there the other day and he was showing it to me.
He told you I came in?
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No.
Yeah, I came in.
he could be like, he's so busy. I think he forgets shit like that sometimes.
Yeah, I picked up he got a bunch of comics in.
Yeah.
And of course, I saw this box of comics that he hadn't even gone through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was looking at the Atari for a while, and we were talking about games, and then I noticed that box of comics. I was like, yeah, do you mind if I know you're getting about 20 minutes to close, but do you mind if I sit down here and just flip? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, no, go ahead. Some cool Batman and stuff in there too, but I start flipping through all these comics, and I got 2 comics.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an old Daredevil.
Nice.
I want to say 120.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Silver Age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't in great condition, but I just liked the cover art.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a variant. I picked up a variant comic. I can't remember what it was. But he showed me that Atari, man. That is like,
Yeah.
that's like a holy grail.
It is. It's like ridiculous.
I would never pay what he's probably gonna want for it.
$250.
For real?
For real. You look flabbergasted, like a good way or a bad way, though. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I thought that was for like a mint condition 2600. It looks like it's never been used. I thought that was a reasonable price.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go back.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can make payments on it or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's a reasonable
nice
price.
Atari. Yeah. Very reasonable.
Yeah, for in-box mint condition like that. Yeah. I mean, the box barely looks like it's beat up. The box looks like it was in mint condition.
I know. I love Atari.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
you'll get a chance to talk to him on November 20th.
Right, dude.
We're gonna be there on November 20th, recording the show again. So.
Right.
Well, same as always. I'll be there around 4:30. We start recording around 5-ish.
Yeah, I was going to tell you about this too. I think we need to start the tradition of you coming back over here.
Okay.
For recordings.
I'm not opposed to that.
That needs to happen starting next week.
Listen to this, folks.
Yeah.
Back in the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we have people on, which I don't mind, but they have to be vaccinated. I know. Well, I'm probably going to get shit for that. But
how often do we have people on anyway?
Coming into my house? What's that?
How often do we have people on?
Yeah. But
next to never. But still. Yeah. I appreciate that. It'll be nice to be back in the building.
With the wallpaper.
Yeah, I can touch the wallpaper. Let Rogue go nuts. I'm sure she'll go absolutely ballistic seeing me.
Yeah. No, Ellie's not going to be here next week.
Yeah.
Which she's kind of pissed off about. She's got a babysitting gig.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel old. Anyway, so she's doing that, but the next week, she'll be here. Yeah. Well, next week we're recording there, so. But the following week, she'll be here.
Okay.
Oh, she wants to see it too,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 2 years since you've been in my house.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm gonna talk to you about next week, but we'll get that. We'll do that after the show.
All right.
All right. Well, so again, November 20th, the Nerd Corner. We're recording live, or we're recording. Appreciate you being there. Be cool if somebody showed up, said hello. You never know what we got going on.
Right.
So we got that going on. Remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
I would read you. That actually wrote an email that had, again, a review. He went to South Park. Well, I'll read that next week when I can actually look on my phone.
Nice.
But our email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And we are a member of a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search and you'll find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. I can't thank you enough for that. And we appreciate you enjoying our hijinks and or shenanigans.
Yes, we do.
And so on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.
Where's the record button at? There it is.